Hi there, welcome to a new video in which we're gonna be using ChatGPT in both Unity 6, okay, and Godot 4.4.1, okay, the latest version of both of them. The idea is to basically compare how ChatGPT in this case behaves in both, if there are any differences, why there could be some differences. So in the case of Godot, we have this empty script with a character body 2D, a sprites, and a collision shape. The idea is that we create a player movement, okay? And then in Unity, I have a player game object with a sprite renderer and a script over here that as well is completely empty, okay? So what I'm gonna be doing over here is that I will firstly copy this code and just tell ChatGPT to create a character movement script. So I'm just gonna give this code to ChatGPT, and in this case, as you can see, it's not using thinking mode, it's using instant mode. That's why the answer was generated automatically, and it automatically decided to use instant because, as you can see, I was in auto mode. This is what we have. This is the code. I didn't specify to use a rigid body, but it is using a rigid body, so it should also have given me the rigid body, slap rigid body on it, set body type to dynamic, freeze the rotation. So let's basically do that. Let's add here the rigid body 2D, and let's also just turn off gravity. And let's press play, and now with W, A, S, and D, we should be able to move around. Which, as you can see, doesn't seem to be the case, so let me check why. Oh, but in reality it's because I didn't compile the code, I have it manually. So I'll just press here yes, and let's give it a second. And here it is. So now it should be working correctly. So there it is, okay? As you can see, it literally works perfect, okay? And the code itself is pretty clean, okay? Literally, it's very good logic in general. It's getting the input in updates and then actually moving with the rigid body in the fixed update. So this is cool. I don't know if this is frame rate independent because it's not multiplying by fixed delta time. So a problem would be being frame rate independent. So let's actually grab the code and tell GPT, is this code frame rate independent? Because I don't really think so. Okay, so it should actually be moving at the exact same speed because we are doing rb.velocity. So I didn't know that. I thought that you also had to multiply this by delta, but just to make sure, what we can actually test is here on start. We can do there was, I think, application, I don't remember, to cap the max FPS. Here it is, it was application.target frame rate. So let's limit this frame rate to, I don't know, 30, for example. And let's see if there's actually any change in this speed. Okay, so this is the speed with 30 frames per second. Okay. And when they are not capped, basically the FPSs. Okay, let's check it out. It should basically move at the same speed. So yes, it seems that indeed the code was perfect and the explanation was also good enough. Now let's try to do it in Godot. So I will give it this and tell it implement the same but in Godot. And I put here this line so that it understands that it should be done via a character body 2D. Oh, but actually here it was a question about the target FPS. I actually meant the WASD movement. So let's see. Okay. Okay, and here we start to see the things that this shouldn't be doing. Okay, I'm gonna explain why. Because even though the code is okay and it should basically just work fine. Okay, it does. The thing of calculating the input like this is not a good thing. Actually, there is a way better way to do it. So the first thing I'm gonna try is to redo this. So here there was a button to redo the output, but I don't know why I don't see it here. Try again. And I will switch to thinking mode. Okay, so this is supposed to take a little bit more time, maybe 30 seconds or so. and it's gonna actually maybe provide us better code, because here it should actually be using get vector, not this, okay, of calculating this like this, because it's like a little bit well, not the best code possible. So it only took 18 seconds, so that's not that bad. And here it has used the good code, okay, and this is perfect. This is how it should actually be done. So let's actually run this code again, and as you can see, the exact same thing, but now the code is way shorter and it's actually using what it's supposed to use, okay, which is get vector. Now, what does this tell us? And here's the important thing. So the thing is that, remember that Unity worked well, okay, at the first try, but Godot kind of, okay. So why is that? Because basically most AIs have been trained on Godot 3, okay, but not in Godot 4. That's why sometimes these AIs will give you outdated code. This is the reason why is that Godot 4 has only been existing for a couple of years. I don't exactly remember, but maybe something like 2-3 years. I don't remember. So what happens is that this leads to the fact that there is not that much data. So the amount of data that is available is pretty low, okay? And also that there's been like a lot of changes between Godot 3 and Godot 4, okay? So that's also something interesting, because sometimes between Unity versions, like you can use a version from 2019 and the code will be mostly like the exact same thing. And if the code has to be different, Visual Studio Code will tell you, oh, this method is deprecated, you have to use this one. Okay, of course there are still new features and all that, but whatever. So the key thing is that most of these AIs, okay, have been trained on Godot 3. Now, the cool thing is that with these models advancing more and more with thinking mode or any kind of reasoning model, a lot of times you're able to tell the model, okay, I want the latest data, think a little bit longer, grab the latest information and give me the best answer possible. But once again, with Godot, it took way more time, okay? Of course, we just saw it in a very simple example, but imagine that you're creating a full game and you're really using it a lot as a copilot. So that's the key thing, whereas Unity, I know, has been existing for like 20 years, even more, or something like that. What that basically tells us is that, of course, the amount of data that is available, okay, is basically way higher. Now, is this difference in terms of data amount, is it actually important? Well, at least for the sake of the comparison between AIs in both engines, the usage, yes, it is super key, because remember that all these AIs, okay, they've basically been trained based on the data available. They are not a genius, a god, or whatever it is. Actually, people, humans, had to enter data into them, and if there is a low amount of data in one of these softwares, well, it's not gonna be that good. And the other thing is that you may say, okay, why don't they just update how this works and just make sure that every single piece of code that is provided is basically Godot 4? And the thing here is the difference, okay, in numbers. So of course Godot has been increasing a lot in popularity, okay, it's really been amazing, the growth that it has experienced, whereas Unity, okay, it is not that it's dying or that there are fewer developers using it, but its flow has been like kind of constant, but it's also kind of been decreasing a little bit if we comparing it, okay? People are experimenting with other options. Some people try Godot and they start using it. Some other people, I know, start using other engine, whatever it is, but it's still the Unity the industry standard. So maybe they are not gaining that many users, okay? But they are still like in the peak, okay, of people that not in the peak, but they have like the, I know, like most market share, it's Unity, okay? Why I tell you this? Because this means that, of course, this directly impacts on the interest of people. So if of course people would be willing to pay for ChatGPT Premium or other AI that would actually allow developers to have better AI inside of Godot. Of course, companies would do it because they know that if there is a high interest in something, of course they can make more money. Okay. So what happens is that if this interest is not that good, okay, if this interest is actually low, they are not gonna make that much money. Okay. So that's also something very interesting to consider. Okay. I don't think that we have accurate data about the usage between these two, but I can sincerely tell you maybe it would be, I don't know, let's say if we just take Godot and Unity, let's say, I would say 75-25, and I think I am not being accurate. I would say 85-15 or something like that. Of course, it is still a lot, taking into account Unity has been existing for something like 20 years, and Godot officially or popular or being popular just maybe 5. So it's still pretty interesting. But well, of course, the key thing here is this. Okay, if companies do not find that users have a high interest in this, if they don't find that a high number of people have interest on this, they will not really address this. Okay, there are still some AIs that do work pretty well with Godot. That could be for another video. You have DeepSeek that works a little bit better. You also have one, by the way, this video is not sponsored, Game Dev Assistant. The cool thing about it is that not only does it have like updated info, but it also directly installs inside of your Godot project. So it can do things such as creating scenes, directly creating scenes, scripts, notes, whatever it is. So that's pretty interesting. The cool thing is that, well, they don't have it here. No, they don't. But they have a free version with some like free prompts or number of prompts. And then if you want to send more prompts, you can pay a subscription. But once again, if it is something that you will really use all the time, it's worth it. Okay. So that's all that I really had to mention in this video. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next one.